the time has come for you to take some profits. You're going to cash out. How are you going to convert the Bitcoin that's in your wallet into cash in your bank? That's what I'm going to show you in this video. Now, the steps that we're going to go through are a simple reversal of the steps that I've already shown you. So I am going to go a little bit quicker, but I thought it'd be a good idea to show you them again because repetition is often a good way to learn things in a slightly deeper way. So let's jump into the exchange and we'll click this button at the top. We'll go to our funding page. Now what we're looking to do is we're looking to get a deposit address for Bitcoin. We want to send our Bitcoin from our wallet into our exchange so we can then do the conversion into traditional fiat currency. So we're going to click deposit and we're going to select Bitcoin. So I'm going to type in here Bitcoin and I'm going to click Bitcoin and it's going to take me through to the deposit. Here it's going to say deposit Bitcoin. I'm going to choose the Bitcoin network and it's going to give me a deposit address. So as long as I send the Bitcoin to this address here, it starts with 3D and it ends with U0. As long as I send my Bitcoin to this address, it's going to appear in this Bitcoin wallet. So I'm going to click copy and then I'm going to go through to my Atomic wallet, which is where I've got my Bitcoin stored. I'm going to be sending 0.00289 of Bitcoin into the exchange. So I'm going to click into the Bitcoin. Rather than receive, I'm going to click send. And I'm going to click to paste the address. Okay. Now, if you remember, 3D was the first letters and numbers and UO at the end. I'm just going to double check that by going back into my exchange. 3D, U0. I do that every single time to make sure I'm sending it to the right place. Okay. I'm going to send it all. It's going to take a tiny fee there. I'm going to click send and then I'm going to type in my password. I'm going to click confirm. Okay, and that has just told me that I've initiated the transaction. My Bitcoin is now being sent via the blockchain. Computers are confirming those transactions and I'm going to sit back, have a cup of tea, give it 5 to 10 minutes to let those transactions confirm, and then I'll check back on the exchange.
A few moments later.
So I hop back on the exchange after 5 minutes and just look, if you look in my funding section here, you can see under recent transactions, there's a deposit, a Bitcoin deposit. It's my Bitcoin and it says confirming. It's telling me that currently the transactions are being confirmed by computers on the blockchain. Now, if you remember from our previous video, with every single Bitcoin transaction, there is a transaction hash. Okay, that's like a record of the transaction itself. And you can use the transaction hash to see what's actually going on with the transaction on the blockchain while it's confirming. So if I just click this little live link here, this code, you can see halfway down, transaction ID. This is the transaction hash here. If I wanted to query this transaction, I would copy that code, send it to someone in support on my exchange and say, hey, what's going on with my Bitcoin? They would look into it. If I want to look myself at what's going on the blockchain, I can just click that transaction hash. It takes me through to a blockchain explorer, an application that can tell you what's going on with each transaction. And it says here, you can see it's got one confirmation. I'm waiting for more confirmations on this transaction. So I'm just going to sit back, have another cup of tea and log back on in a few more minutes and check that my Bitcoin has arrived safely.
A few moments later.
Now we're back on the exchange and our Bitcoin has arrived. So if we click this funding button here, you can see under the recent transactions, this second one down, you can see success, 0.00283 Bitcoin has arrived. If you scroll down, you can see under account balances, assets, Bitcoin, amount 0.00283. What we need to do now is swap the Bitcoin with traditional fiat currency that we can then withdraw into our bank account. If you remember in a previous video, we have what's called a trading pair, which is essentially it's just two assets that you swap with one another. So the trading pair we used before was pounds and Bitcoin. The trading pair we're going to use this time is exactly the same. We just want to swap them the other way. So if you remember, we go into this little magnifying glass at the top here. We type in GBP. And the second one down, Bitcoin GBP. I'm going to click trade. That takes me through to this simple trading screen here. And this time, instead of buying Bitcoin, I'm going to click sell Bitcoin. I'm going to sell it at the market order, which is an order that transaction confirms at the current market rate. And if you look up at the top here under available balances, it says 0.00283 Bitcoin. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to sell 0.00283 Bitcoin at the market rate, and I'm going to get £47 and 13 pence for it. I'm going to click sell and confirm. I'm going to confirm my orders, close that. If we click back into our funding page now and scroll down, we can take a look at the account balances. Our Bitcoin balance is now 0 and our pound sterling balance is now £47. So we've successfully exchanged our Bitcoin into pounds. The last step in the process to withdraw that money back into our bank account. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do in the next video.